What if Anakin told Obi-Wan about his nightmares of Padme? Let's explore the depths of it in the video. Anakin stares at the communicator on his desk, rubbing the bags under his eyes as he barely gotten a wink of sleep. The nightmares that ravaged his mind a day before sapped what little rest he had gotten. That leaves him here. The memories of Padme dying are still fresh in his mind, and he focuses hard. He can still picture it. A part of him wants to force it down, but he knows that isn't right. He needs to talk to someone about it. But who? Normally he would tell Padme about it, but right now she's the last person he wants to see. She would try to fight it or reassure him, but that wouldn't put him at ease. And then there's Ahsoka. If there was anyone he would trust with this information, it's her. But Ahsoka isn't there anymore. She's not a Jedi, and when he last saw her, she was distant. He's even spoken to the Chancellor about this, but that hardly made him feel better. Palpatine was kind, but talking to him usually just left him with more questions than answers. This leaves him with only one real option: Obi-Wan. He debates long and hard about this idea, questioning if it is truly a good idea. He is certain his master already had an indication of what was going on, but does he truly trust him enough to let him know about this problem? The more Anakin thinks about it, the more alone he feels as he realizes there is no one else whom he can turn to within the Jedi Order. Taking a deep breath, he activates the communicator. For a while, there is no answer, and Anakin thinks his master might be busy with the Utapau campaign. He's about to end the call when, at last, Obi-Wan appears on the display. He is overseeing the deployment of his troops, but then glances towards him.
Anakin, I'm quite busy right now. I hope that this is important.
It is, Master. This is about Padme. I'm starting to get worried about her. I've been seeing visions of her.
Oh. Okay, I understand. All right, tell me what's going on.
This isn't easy to say, Master, but I've been having dreams lately. Visions of Padme. I see her in a hospital bed, screaming as she struggles to give birth. It lasts for minutes, but it feels like hours. After a while, she just dies. Her strength gives out, and she falls dead on the table. I don't even know if her children survive.
Anakin, I can see why you're so worried, and why you haven't been able to get any sleep. To bear this weight is difficult. I am to assume you did not inform the Jedi Council about this.
And how exactly can I bring something like this up?
Good point. Anakin, it is a difficult path you have to walk, and I can certainly understand your worry with everything else that is going on. But I hope you do not forget your mission.
How could I? The Jedi Council forced this mission upon me. Don't worry, I won't forget that.
Anakin, I understand your anger at them. To tell you the truth, I do not agree with it. After everything the Jedi Council has done, after all its mistakes, I think we are not in a position to be condemning anyone. But there is still importance in ensuring a smooth transition of power.
Even if it means violating the same democracy we claim to fight for? Even as we cry the Chancellor oversteps his authority, it seems a bit hypocritical to me as well. But I didn't come to you to debate about the Chancellor or this mission. I came to discuss my situation.
You're right, Anakin. Well, to tell you the truth, I know how you feel. The loss of Satine weighs on me. I still wish I could have done something, but that doubt gnaws at my mind. I keep wondering whether I could have done something more, but that is a dangerous mindset to focus on. So, if you truly believe there are dangers, I say that you make sure Padme is safe first before continuing your mission.
Thank you, Master.
And one more thing. I hope it's a go.
Anakin looks up as his master smiles at him and cuts off the transmission. After talking with his master, he does end up feeling a bit better, and now feels a new sense of purpose. Though the fear of Padme still clouds his mind, at least he feels that there is a path moving forward. The next day, he announces to Palpatine that he will be taking some time off as his aide to help settle personal matters. The Chancellor is taken off guard, to say the least, and can barely hide his surprise.
Anakin, my boy, I must admit I'm surprised to hear this. You know I need your aid in the coming days to deal with the Jedi in the Senate.
That is the problem, Chancellor. I'm not just your aide. I'm also the Jedi's spy, and that is a role I cannot continue with. I'm torn between two loyalties, and I will not be made their pawn.
Anakin, I'm touched by your loyalty. But you understand, I do not take this personally. I know you're in a difficult position, and I do not think less of you for it. If you leave now, then you will be throwing away your career as a Jedi.
But I'm bothered by it. I can't stand being used that way. That's the funny thing. A few years back, I would have been terrified of that prospect. But now, I can honestly say I could care less. Let them kick me out.
Outwardly, Palpatine puts on a face of composure and compassion. He thanks Anakin for his loyalty, but inwardly he is a bit surprised and rather nervous as he considers what this might mean for his plan. All of it depends on Anakin being corrupt, but if he leaves Coruscant, that will become more and more difficult. Eventually, Anakin does the same thing to the Jedi Council and announces his desire to take some time off. When they try to stop him and remind him of his mission, Anakin tells them to find someone else, and when they threaten to kick him out, he gladly accepts that and leaves. Padme is a bit surprised to hear that Anakin wants to travel off-world for the birth, but she cannot complain with the prospect of a vacation, and they choose a long and hard journey to a place to stay. Anakin recalls how in his vision he saw an urban hospital, so he opts for somewhere rural and settles on Kirros, where the people welcome them as friends, but have skilled healers despite their simple infrastructure. For Padme, it sounds like a wonderful spot for vacation, and the two leave Coruscant behind them. When they arrive on Kirros, they are welcomed there by the natives, who provide them with all the hospitality they need, especially when they hear Padme is pregnant. The Togarutas assign their best healers to take care of her. But as they disappear, they realize that this also leaves both the Republic and the Jedi's plans in turmoil. Obi-Wan soon hears of this, and he takes part in the Jedi Council meetings. He is surprised at the sheer frustration the Jedi Council feels, as they almost see it as a betrayal. Though he tries to calm them down, a part of him starts to believe Anakin made the right choice. The chamber is dim. Coruscant's city lights blink outside the high windows like distant beacons. Around the circle, the Masters sit in silence until the hollow image of Supreme Chancellor Palpatine flickers.
Forgive the lateness of this transmission, Masters. I bring this to you not as a Chancellor, but as a concerned friend of the Jedi, and of Anakin Skywalker. Knight Skywalker may be emotionally compromised. I have reason to believe he and Senator Amidala left Coruscant together, bound for a mid-rim world.
That is a serious accusation. What evidence do you have?
It is well known that Anakin has decided to take time off. He informed me about it, and I am certain he informed you. But I am also certain what he did not tell you is that he left with Senator Amidala, because I recently received a request for her to take leave of absence for her birth on Kirros, coincidentally.
If this is true, Skywalker has broken the code, lied to us, and failed to inform us about this conflict of interest. If his loyalties lie elsewhere, we may have underestimated the danger, and we must take action against him.
Careful we must be. Dangerous these assumptions are. Clouds of deception, I sense. But from where? Unclear it is.
So are we to wait until he commits another treason? Surely this calls for the Jedi Order to investigate the matter. Anakin was charged with a critical mission for the Jedi Order, and he decided to abandon it. If he did this for his attachment, then we cannot trust him to continue on this mission.
No, Masters. We require calm here. Yes, Anakin did leave his mission, but he did not abandon it. He informed us and told us exactly why. Need I remind you of the mission? It is already breaking multiple Republic laws. Surely we can offer some compassion to him after giving him such a difficult task.
Obi-Wan, this is about more than just compassion. He walked away from his duty. He left the Order in chaos. And if Palpatine is right, if there's a marriage...
And if this council chooses now to act against him, you're not just investigating him, you're hunting him. Perhaps a quiet investigation. Discreet. If we send someone calm.
A Jen Kolar. He's cautious, precise. He won't provoke Skywalker unnecessarily.
Careful we must be. For once lost, trust in Skywalker. Difficult to regain, it will be.
Obi-Wan says nothing. He simply bows his head, but something nags at him from the back of his mind. How this message came at such a convenient time. How Palpatine happened to get this information and then present it to the Jedi. But he does not have a chance to raise the issue as soon as the mist curls over the soft hills of Kirros, early morning sun glides through the trees. A Jen Kolar, a tall Zabrak Jedi Master with deep-set eyes, stands near a grove, peering through micro-binoculars. Below, nestled between flowering trees and earthen homes, he sees Anakin Skywalker and Senator Amidala walking together through a quiet village path. Her hand rests gently on her belly. Anakin smiles, relaxed in a way Kolar has never seen before. The Jen lowers the binoculars slowly, expression unreadable. He taps a quiet message into his datapad. He looks out across the fields again, watching as the children run up to Anakin and Padme laughing. A flicker of uncertainty enters his mind, but as he watches how Anakin reaches out and rubs Padme's belly in a way that feels far beyond just two companions, a shadow glides along the stone columns of the Senate Rotunda. Obi-Wan Kenobi, wrapped in a dark cloak, slips past the checkpoints using an override code, one only granted to senior Jedi on emergency assignments. He shouldn't be here. The air is cold. The halls are silent. Deeper still, past bureaucratic wings and record vaults, he finds the restricted access terminal, encoded with multiple security layers. Obi-Wan kneels beside it, pulls out a spike from his belt, and inserts it into the data port.
Forgive me, Master Yoda.
The screen flickers to life. Obi-Wan types fast, filtering through layers of encrypted messages, redacted files, and voice logs tagged under Senate Security Priority Red. When he pauses, he sees a flagged message labeled Confidential, Eyes Only, from Chancellor Palpatine to Mas Amedda. Subject, Skywalker Contingency. He opens the transcript. Lines of text scroll across the screen. His breath catches as he reads. If Skywalker continues down this path, he may become unpredictable. We cannot allow him to become a rogue actor. We must look into his departure and see to it that it is handled appropriately. Quietly, of course. Do not allow this information to be traced to us, lest it lead to more issues. And the senator? Watch her. If she contacts anyone in the Senate requesting a leave of absence, intercept it. I will need it. Obi-Wan leans back slowly, horror creeping into his eyes. He brings up Senator Amidala's records. She had indeed filed a leave of absence request, but not to Palpatine or even his office, instead offering it to her supervisors. There was no way Palpatine could have received it directly unless he was actively searching for it. That was nothing like what he said in his earlier story. He scans further, deeper still into the communications archives, where he finds a chilling set of flagged voice transcripts. These were taken days before Anakin chose to leave, shortly before he tried to contact him. Private holo conversation. Palpatine, Skywalker.
You've been under a great deal of pressure, my boy. The Jedi do not understand your pain, but I do. Tell me, have you shared your dreams with anyone else?
No, not even Padme. I wanted to, but no one understands like you do.
Then let me help you. The Jedi ask you to sacrifice everything. Love, family, your child. But I offer you a galaxy where you can protect them all.
But as Obi-Wan makes this discovery, Palpatine's plan slowly gets back on track. With the revelation of Anakin's marriage, the Jedi are thrown into a fury. Mace urges them to contact Anakin and bring him in for questioning. If he was hiding this, then what else could he be hiding? Though Obi-Wan urges caution, the truth is that the proof Ejen Kalar brings is fairly ironclad, and there is little he can truly say to challenge it. The rest of the council agrees, and a delegation is sent to confront him, with Mace being placed in charge. However, Obi-Wan is forbidden from going, as they know about his close ties and suspect he may try to protect him. He is tempted to show them the information he's gathered, but none of that disproves the claims against him. Despite his protests, he is overruled, and watches as the task force takes off. But he cannot sit still, and sends Anakin an urgent message, warning them that the Jedi are coming. Along with that, he sends the data he's gathered. Obi-Wan then decides to take this matter to Yoda personally, as he knows that the others in the Jedi Council like Mace will not listen to him.
Master Yoda, I come to you because I've discovered some troubling rumors about Palpatine. It appears he was not entirely honest about his story.
What have you discovered, Master Kenobi?
He did not receive a leave of absence request as he claimed, but intercepted it from another department. More importantly, he seems to have been planning something with Mas Amedda, suggesting Anakin might be a threat to their plans.
Plans? What plans are these?
I think this will answer your question.
He sets the holodisc down as it begins to show the conversation between Anakin and Palpatine, with the Chancellor revealing he knows about his nightmares and hints that he can help Anakin deal with them. When the transmission fades, Yoda frowns and rubs his chin, taking this all in.
Troubling it is to have the Chancellor know such things. Yet why stop Anakin now, if he wishes to help him?
Unless helping him isn't the goal. It is to turn him.
Confront Palpatine. We must.
No, Master. Our priority should be reaching Anakin first. He is the key to all of this.
Yoda thinks on this and sighs, agreeing with this assessment. Obi-Wan nods. and hopes that Anakin will stay out of sight from the Jedi. But Anakin has a harder time moving Padme. Although he wishes to leave and go into hiding from the Jedi, Padme's birth complicates things. It becomes serious enough that it would be too risky to move her. The healers of Kirros advise her to remain there at all costs until the children are born. Unwilling to leave her, Anakin reluctantly stays behind with her. Shortly after, a Republic starship appears with a task force of Jedi. When they arrive, they immediately move to confront Anakin, finding him in a hut in the outskirts of the city. He is sitting outside as the midwives are working to help Padme with the birthing process. Mace, Ajen Kalar, and CC-Teen all stand together and look at him.
Skywalker, you have a lot to answer for. No. If you wish to kick me out of the Order, then do it. I don't care anymore. I'm afraid we're past that point. You didn't just lie to us. You abandoned your mission and failed to disclose your relationship with Padme. Your whole character is in question. Wait. I didn't betray the Republic. I'm just here because I'm tired of serving the corrupt, hypocritical Jedi. Well, today, it isn't up to you. Now come with us quietly, and allow us to test your children. You're not getting anywhere near them. And you'll stop us.
Anakin responds by igniting his lightsaber. With a cry, the three Jedi rush at him. They surround him from three sides and bring their lightsabers down, but the young Jedi steps back and intercepts these strikes. He doesn't know how, but his lightsaber is flashing up to meet them, bringing their initial attack to a halt. But these Jedi are not easily surprised and continue to press him, advancing forward. They mix between thrusts and slashes to keep him off balance. It is partially successful, as Anakin has to give ground and keep his distance to avoid being struck down. It isn't difficult, but it also means he can't attack. So he feels his back hitting the hut, and from inside he can hear the sound of screams and crying. Anakin grips his hilt just as CC-Teen brings down his lightsaber. Anakin catches it and twists down. He then slashes towards him, grazes the Jedi Master's horn. Before he can press the offensive, Ajen Kalar comes from the side and thrusts at him. Anakin jerks his head sideways and bats the weapon aside. With a snarl, the two trade blows. Their lightsabers flash, and Anakin barely falters under the Jedi's strength. However, he lets out a snarl and pushes back, starting to twist and jerk his shoulder forward to ram into him. This pushes the Zabrak back and leaves Mace to confront him. The Jedi Master twirls his lightsaber and rushes forward. Anakin rushes to meet him, and their lightsabers meet in a dazzling display. The Jedi Master grits his teeth and tries to push forward. Anakin finds himself having to yield to him and stumble back. He barely rights his footing as Mace comes at him again, bringing his lightsaber down. Anakin has to slide out of the way again and blocks a third strike. When Anakin thrusts his own weapon forward, the Jedi Master meets it and pushes it away. The anger in Anakin only seems to fuel him as he smirks.
I can sense your anger. It will do you no good here.
Growling, he moves to strike Mace again, putting his power behind that thrust, but Mace's Vapad techniques lets him face it head on. He then begins to redirect it back towards Anakin in the follow-up strike that sends him back. The lightsaber duel between them grows more intense as their movements grow faster and more aggressive, Anakin yielding nothing to the Jedi Master, who gives no ground. But as they fight, the others regain their bearing and rush at him. And once again, any progress Anakin makes is lost as they attack him from all directions. He can feel his frustration growing, and his anger flashes. As it builds up and prepares to be unleashed, a voice calls out from the horizon.
Stop!
The Jedi Masters do stop, mid-swing, and look out in surprise as Yoda rushes down to join them, accompanied by Obi-Wan. The two leap down from their shuttle and approach the pair, raising their hands up. Anakin watches them warily, and Mace frowns, but doesn't lower his weapon.
Stop fighting, the two of you. Can't you see that neither of you is the enemy?
What are you talking about, Master Kenobi?
Manipulated you were by the Sith Lord, Master Windu.
I'm looking at one right now.
Mistook the trees for the forest, you did. Not the true threat Skywalker is.
It's true. All of this is a setup by Palpatine to keep us at each other's throats.
What? That's not possible.
But it is. How do you think we found you? How do you think we even learned about you?
To prove his point, Obi-Wan reaches out to his holodisc and presents the evidence he's gathered. As they look through it, the Jedi's eyes widen at the sight of this information, showing how far Palpatine has managed to manipulate them. The sight of this causes all three Jedi Masters to drop their lightsabers, staring at one another and realizing how misguided they were. But Yoda looks at each one in the eye.
Still time there is to change the Republic. Stop Palpatine. We can.
They all nod and return to their ships. But as they depart, Anakin pulls Obi-Wan aside and nods.
I'm glad I trusted you, Master.
You always had a choice, Anakin. I just wanted you to believe it.
The Senate, the clones, they'll want answers.
Then we'll give them the truth. For once, we lead with truth.
The pair glances at the hut one last time. Anakin peeks through the window where the screams have stopped and are replaced with the soft coo of the children as he sees Padme with their twins. She notices Anakin looking and offers a quick smile before they depart. Lightning cracks across the sky as the gunships land on the Senate platform. Obi-Wan and Anakin step out into the rain, robes soaked and heavy. Behind them, Yoda, Mace, and the rest of the strike force join him. Palpatine stands near the window, hands folded, watching the city.
You've come sooner than expected. I take it my efforts to protect the Republic were misunderstood. We know what you've done. The intercepted messages, the manipulation. You tried to pit us against each other. It was hardly difficult. Many of you were just looking for a reason to fall to the dark side.
You lied to me. You used my fears to turn me against the people I love.
No, Anakin. I gave you clarity. I offered you power. Power to save her. The Jedi would have let her die.
In an instant, red lightning flashes from his fingertips, and the room is filled with chaos. Obi-Wan ignites his blade first. Anakin follows. The blue sabers clash against a storm of red as Palpatine leaps forward, faster than expected, slicing down with deadly precision. CC-10 and Jen Kalar arrive and join the strikes. The four are forming a storm of lightsabers that is meant to surround and crush Palpatine. The Sith hisses as Ajen's lightsaber slashes his side, and CC presses closer. With so many opponents, it is difficult to keep them back. So instead, he takes a deep breath and drinks in his anger, then rushes back at them. He sweeps his hands and unleashes a shockwave that slams Ajen into the wall with a sickening crack, while CC tries to absorb the blast and takes a lightsaber through the chest. Mace and Yoda arrive to see their fallen comrades. Both of them waste no time in jumping back into combat, their lightsabers flashing. Mace stops the next attack, taking it full on before unleashing a vicious counter that halts Palpatine. At the same time, Yoda leaps over his back and tries to slash at him. The Chancellor intercepts this strike and pushes the Jedi back, directing him to the ground just as Obi-Wan and Anakin rush at him. He turns and blocks against both attacks, his lightsaber whirling in a circle as he goes on the defensive. Mace then comes from the side and grazes his hip. He brings his weapon up to finish him off, but Palpatine unleashes another burst of lightning that forces him to defend against it. Obi-Wan tries to close in, but Palpatine meets him blow for blow, spinning his saber in a flurry of slashes. Obi-Wan stumbles back, grazed across the shoulder. He collapses to one knee. Palpatine turns to strike him down, but Anakin intercepts, blade meeting Sith blade in a blinding flash. The two lock sabers, the power surging between them is enormous. Force pushes slam windows open, shatter glass, and hurl furniture across the room. Obi-Wan watches through blurred vision as the two titans fight, blue against red, student against false master. Palpatine twists his saber, tries to stab low, but Yoda moves to block it. Anakin sidesteps the next attack and brings his blade across. The Sith dodges, but not the second swing. Anakin drives his saber through Palpatine's side. The Chancellor gasps, stunned, for the first time, afraid. The red blade clatters to the ground.
Please, I only ever wanted peace.
You wanted control.
With a final motion, he deactivates his saber. Palpatine crumples, lifeless, to the floor. With the news of Palpatine's defeat, Obi-Wan releases the information they've gathered about him and how he's tried to manipulate Anakin and turn the Jedi against each other. While some refuse to believe this, the evidence is overwhelming, and many cannot truly challenge it. This leaves Anakin with the question of what will happen to him. But after thinking about it, he decides his best course of action is to return to Kirros with Padme and raise their kids there. After getting assurances from Yoda that they will not take his children, Anakin leaves the Order and begins focusing on raising his family. That's our theory. The Star Wars universe is a galaxy filled with exciting stories and possibilities, and we love exploring them. If you want to accompany us on this journey to a galaxy far, far away, then please like, share, and subscribe to our channel.